What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Tactical Solutions. It is Monday, the first day of November here at least in this side of the world. I don't know if maybe it's already past midnight in other parts of the world, but it is November 1st, 2021, Monday, the day after AC Milan beats Roma, one of the teams that is in the top four spot, distancing us from the pack of the four teams up top. So now I don't know how many points Roma is behind us, but it is a considerable amount. Excellent, excellent, excellent. If you're a Milan fan, you could not be any happier. We're going to talk about the Roma Milan game, and that's going to be the focus today of the stream. And I call the stream Game of Chess because it really was. It was a game of chess, and it was so different from what we had seen in these past few days. Ciao Carlo, come stai? We got Carlo Moretti in the house. We got Jacob Mohayden in the house. But anyway, so we're saying that very different game from what we have been seeing since Magnan got injured and we went through that spell in which we had all those injuries and absences, for example, to Hernandez, Diaz, who actually we haven't seen Diaz yet play a minute ever since the international break. It is crazy that we have been playing without Diaz for 4 games now, or 4 or 5 games. Verona, Bologna, Porto, Torino, Roma, 5 games without Diaz. That is a lot of game time that he has missed, a lot of minutes. Those are a lot of minutes that he has missed. So we haven't played with him. We have all these injuries. And then we saw this shift in the way Milan play from the back. All of a sudden, when Magnin got injured and he was out of the team, Tatarusano came in the team, and we saw right away that Milan completely changed the way they played, just reverted to this very basic build 4 at the back and just build very basically, really. And we went through that. We analyzed that against the Verona game. We analyzed it against the Bologna game. We analyzed it against the Torino game. And even against the Porto game. Pretty much up until now, Milan has been playing a very basic way ever since Tatarusano has been in goal. But against Roma, we went back. We went back to a tactic that we were doing back in the summer. In the summer, we started doing this tactic in which the midfielder moves into the defense, and then it allowed both fullbacks to go up the wings. And that's we saw the beginning of that in the summer. And then as the season progressed, we saw the evolution of that. It evolved in then the pivots would interswitch with the fullbacks with the center back with the fullback, a winger with a fullback. It was a whole team. Everybody was interswitching and creating a lot of spatial chaos, which, by the way, guys, I don't want to sound arrogant, but we were talking on this channel, we were talking about this months ago. And it has taken months for these professional pundits to finally realize this. Finally, the media is writing about how innovative Milan's system is. They finally saw it. It took them months and months to finally see it. And we saw the first articles come out. The pundits at Paramount Picture were talking about it. We saw some Italian articles come out about it, saying how Pioli is innovative. Guys, we have been saying this for months. Okay, remember that. We have been saying this for months. Regardless, let's keep on going. Do you think Brahim will start again? Yes, I think he will start. But am I positive that he will start? No, not 100% sure. But I think there's a good chance that he will start, yes. Anyway, against Roma, Milan deployed a system which starts as a 4-2-3-1, right? That's the way it starts. But then it develops into, when we're building from the back, it's a 3, everybody else. Well, actually, it's a 3-1 and everybody else. And we're going to go and we're going to analyze all of that in a second. So, very interesting game. Now, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to say some things that today is going to piss some people off. It is what it is. Pioli's on fire, 100%. I'm going to piss some people off today. I'm sorry, but I have to be honest as we do the game analysis. But at the end of the day, my question is, how wrong did Roma get it? That's really where I see a lot of this. So I fear that people are going to watch this game and not think that Milan is this team that will dominate and that will destroy any opponent very easily, right? Because when we were 11-11 in that first half, beginning of the second half, Roma, we have them in the bag, man. They were in our pockets. They weren't doing nothing. They weren't touching any ball. They were getting absolutely crushed and dominated. But now I don't want people to think that this is because Milan is so amazing that they can do that. No, Milan can do that, but the reality is that Roma completely botched the tactics. And we saw this right away. We saw it at the 3rd minute, and we're going to go through the video analysis. I prepared everything. But Roma completely gave the game away. And I know people don't want to hear that. People want to hear that Milan went in there and dominated. But the truth is that Milan, if you want to commit a sin, allow Milan to play. If you allow Milan to play, you are might as well as dead in the water. Mourinho is losing the plot, completely lunatic on the sidelines. He overshadows the team. Yes, he is a lunatic for sure. He's a crazy. And then he said something like, what did he say? He said, people must have respect for Roma and the fact. What are you talking about? Like, what respect? Is he implying the penalties? Is that what he was implying, that they were supposed to get penalties? No, let's be honest, okay? There are a lot of calls in this game that could have gone one way or the other, and some of them hurt Milan. So if Mourinho is trying to apply anything about penalties, he's completely off. So I have respect for Roma. Right. Stop losing 6-1 in Europe. Stop losing 7-2. Stop losing 8-0. And maybe people will start respecting you. I mean, this is the thing, right? That's the thing. What up, Nathan? We got Nathan in the house. How you doing? So, he's asking for respect, but I mean, come on. He's got to be I don't know. He's playing mind games. Look, Roma is a team that is not ready. Roma is a team that is building. So they're in the very early stages of them building, right? So, Milan, on the other hand, is much further ahead as far as where we are as a club, as a project, as a roster, as an idea. We are well into our 3rd, 4th year. Is it 3 years now that Pioli has been the coach? How many seasons has Pioli been the coach? It's been 1, 2, 3. I think this is a 3rd. I think he's our third year. So this is Pioli's 3rd year with Milan. The 2nd year, and something that Pioli said in the conference after the game was really interesting, which I think all of us have been seeing and all of us have also been saying, that he said these specific words. He said, Milan last year knew that when they had to play the big teams, they had to go on the field and they had to fight for it. They had to go in there and they knew that they have to pull off a magical performance, right? But this year, the team is more self-aware of what they're capable of doing. They're more self-aware, and they know that they have the quality, the talent to go out there and beat any team. So that's the difference between this year and last year when he was asked this question. And we all saw this. And this is why all of us are openly saying, shamelessly saying, Milan should fight for the Scudetto, because it is the reality. In Italy, right now, Milan with Inter, with Napoli, is one of the teams that is most prepared to win the Scudetto. And it's not wrong to say it. We can say it. And if we don't win it, we don't win it. It's okay. But we can fight for it realistically. Realistically, the Scudetto this year can be ours. And the players know this. And this is why the players, they're not going to be scared when they face Inter. They're not going to be scared. For them, facing Inter is not like last year when they faced Inter. They were there. They didn't know what was going to happen. And their first experience for many players, big derby, first experience as a starter player. Now it's a different story. Now they're going to face Inter with the self-awareness that they can beat them and they can really challenge for the Scudetto. And same thing with every other single team in the league. It's not just the big teams, it's the smaller teams. And one of the great signs that we saw in this last period was that Milan won games in a dirty way, football-wise, by suffering as a squad, especially against Torino. I mean, look at how much the team suffered against Torino, but pulled through and got the 3 points. That is also another part of a football team that is very important if you want to go all the way. It shows your maturity. It shows the chemistry. It shows a word that Paolo Maldini says all the time, the belief of achieving big results. And it's all there. It's all coming together. The chemistry and the formula is all coming together. And Milan is still growing. They're still growing and they're still building. Dirty wins bring beautiful things. Dirty wins win beautiful things. What's up, Joel? How you doing? Yes, absolutely. And knowing how to win dirty is an important aspect of the game. And we saw some of that against Roma as well. All right, let's go to the tactical board and let's look at how Milan set up, how the game kind of went as far as Milan goes, and then we'll do a video analysis. All right. Okay, so finally, for the first time in 5 games now, this is the 5th game, finally Milan can put a team on the pitch with creative players, with more than 2 creative players. Before this game, since pretty much Verona, then Bologna, then Torino and Porto. So after 4 games, we finally saw Milan have more creative players. And remember how in this diagram the color schemes work. Red are the role players. Purple are the players that are considered the balance makers, like Salamakers or Florenzi. Yellow are the finalizers, the finishers, Pellegrini, Giroud. And green are the ones that create play, the ones that create goals, the ones that create synergy with their technique. And for the first time in 4, this is the 5th game, finally we had 3 creators on the field, then Salamakers, the balance maker. And we're missing one creator. Because that position usually goes to Diaz. Anyway, so Milan started this way. We saw right away how Ibrahimovic is an absolute genius when it comes to being able to control the offensive department, as pretty much the same way a deep line midfield playmaker controls and directs the midfield. Ibrahimovic does that same thing, but in the offensive department, which is amazing. I honestly do not know any other players that do it as precise and as organized as he does. His technique is absolutely next level. Guys, if Ibrahimovic played like this since he was maybe 22, Ibrahimovic would have won 12 Ballon d'Ors every year. But obviously the reason why he's playing like this right now is because, of course, he doesn't have the body to go run and just fight like a maniac. So rather right now he has to mitigate his age. But He has all the experience now. He has all the experience in the world, and he has perfect technique pretty much. Therefore, he uses his experience, his tactical knowledge, his technical, incredible knowledge to organize the offensive department in an incredibly beautiful way. As a matter of fact, we saw Ibrahimovic come in every direction, right? He would come and participate in the midfield, in the build-up every time. And the thing about even his small touches, it's the tempo. He dictates the tempo. He can go Abe Olimpico and play in a condensed space and conduct the tempo in that area. Guys, nobody else, who else does that in the Serie A? I don't know. I mean, maybe there are players, I haven't seen them, but I haven't seen many players do that in the world, to be honest with you. So right now we are very, very lucky to have him, and hopefully he can stay fit and healthy as long as possible, because having him on the field is just a pleasure to watch, and it's just a beautiful football. And it's almost like it kind of makes me want to cry, that he's going towards the end of his career, because the way he's playing football right now deserves so much praise. I mean, so much praise. What he does for the team, I'm telling you, if this guy played this way since he was like 20, 21, 22, he would have won the Ballon d'Or every year. So a lot of praise goes out for Ibra. And I don't think I'm just saying this because he had the assist, but I think we all think this. We all saw it. We all have the ability to see what Ibra did yesterday and how he organizes the team. Yes. Every time I think Ibra's getting too old, he proves me wrong. The man is just incredible. When Ibra and Kara leave Milan, I'm going to cry. Yeah, it's going to be a sad day. It's going to be a sad day, for sure. But anyway, so Milan set up the half this way, and they pretty much dominated Roma. And we're going to talk about Roma. Guy on Sempre Milan podcast says he's about to sign a year extension. Guys, I believe that if a club thinks that he has the capability to keep on going for another year, yes, I trust the club. I trust the club will make the right decision. And I'm sure the club will have even more depth, right? Because right now we just started our first layer of depth, which was this transfer market, with addition of Giroud, especially, Pellegrini, Ibra. So that's just the first transfer market. In the next transfer market, there's going to be another layer, and then more layers and more layers. Remember, this is a very young Milan, so more layers of players of depth are going to come in, and you are going to have the ability to keep Ibra in your squad if you have a depth, because obviously we never know. Any game he could hurt himself. Any game, you just never know. All right, so something that we saw about Milan and the way they approached the game yesterday, which again we saw it in the summer, and then we saw the development of that in the summer. It's a pretty much. I don't want to call it a simple tactic. It's an innovative tactic that Pioli, as I said, started using in the summer, which as the team is building, starting from the back, right? Because it's from the back that you build and then you organize your players forward. It's that time you spend passing the ball in the back when the rest of the team gets themselves in the best positions in order to keep the play going. So as Milan does that, what we saw is that both Calabria and Teo Hernandez, just like they were doing a few against Verona, Torino, Bologna, and Porto, they were moving up the field together, synchronized. As before, we maybe had Teo Hernandez go further up, Calabria stay back down. It was never as synchronized as it is now. And the way they're getting away with this is basically in this game against Roma in particular, we had the pivot become pretty much the central defender in the three at the back. So as they're building with three in the back, you have the tip of the diamond, which was the other central the other pivot, and then you have the fullbacks come up the field, and as the ball reached around this area of the field, once the ball reached this area of the field, and the ball was in the other side of the field, then Kessie would leave his position there and then join the players in the midfield and create density in the midfield. So pretty much Milan attacked like this. with a lot of players covering the space, and then the two players in the back waiting for the reset. So very, very, very interesting, but not new. We saw this. And finally, we see Tatarusano play from the back, because we hadn't seen that at all. Now, guys, this is the part where people are going to be pissed off at me, okay? Because I think a lot of people are they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear what I'm about to say. But I'm not here to bullshit. I'm going to say it the way it is. Mourinho and Roma completely botched the tactics, because they allowed Milan to do whatever Milan wanted. And I'll prove it to you. I'll show it to you in the video analysis. As Milan was organizing from the back, and you had that motion in which Kessie comes here, and these two go up there, the Roma players were not pressing at all. They're all going back. As a matter of fact, as Milan was organizing themselves, Roma was deploying a very deep 4-4-2 formation with no space in between the lines, right there, but a ton of space between the attackers and the midfield. So they were. This is the way they were defending against us, and this is suicide. You defend this way against Milan, you're gonna get killed. You're gonna get absolutely slaughtered. You might as well not even show up if this is how you're going to defend against Milan. So, again, I don't want to give out the message that Milan went out there and just dominated Roma and destroyed them. That Milan is a great team, but we have to acknowledge also the huge mistake that Roma made in the way they deployed their tactics. Just completely, they committed to it. This was a suicide mission for Roma. It was a suicide mission, which says a lot about Mourinho. Still reverting to the way he won. Remember, this is what Inter used to do when Mourinho played with Inter, coached Inter. This is how Inter won the Champions League, by playing this way, but and then having incredible players that would go on the counterattack with 2 or 3 passes that go straight to goal. That Inter was extremely organized, extremely expert. But right now, today in 2021, if you play that way against Milan, either you need to have an extremely important department when it comes to the counterattacks, or you're just going to get killed. You're going to get slaughtered. So again, yes, Milan dominated. Milan played great. And I'm not going to lie. Roma gave the game away. So pretty much that's how the game went for the first half, which was good for us. Good for us. Very negative for Roma. If I was a Roma fan, I'd be very pissed off, to be honest with you. I'd be very angry at those kind of tactics. But it is what it is. Roma was playing a low block. They did not press our midfield. That is suicide. Exactly. It is suicide. It is suicide. Mourinho doesn't have the players to play this way. Mourinho needs to figure something out or get the players, which is highly unlikely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, these players do not have these players need to play. He has players that can play. Mkhitaryan, Pellegrini, Abraham, Zaniolo, Cristante, Veretout, Karlsdorp. These are players that need to play. You got to make them play. You got to make them work. You got to make them run. You got to make them challenge. You got to instead. I don't know. But anyway, hey, it's good for us. Good for us. That is why they got eaten by Bodo Glimt. Yeah, I totally don't understand it. But anyway, good for us. Milan was able to score a great goal by Ibra, which we'll do the video analysis of it in a second. Very nice goal by Ibrahimovic. Then our second goal happened in the second half, where Ibrahimovic got himself a penalty at the hands of Ibanez, and that was the 2-0. Kessie scored the penalty, which he did a great job. And then the substitutions started to come in. So then after that, we lost Ibrahimovic. He got substituted for Giroud. And already, guys, we go back to the color schemes, right? Hold on, let me read this and then I'm going to get back to that. Whenever a team plays Catenaccio versus us, it is suicide for them. We have been troubled by teams that press high. Spezia, Atalanta, Maribor, Liverpool, Porto. You can only beat us high. I mean, today, if you want to be a team with balls, you got a high press. You got a high press, and you got to be very courageous, because obviously high pressing means that you're courageous. Because obviously when you high press, for example, let me give you an example. When Milan, if you remember them pre-Juventus, especially against Lazio last season, pre the game against Juventus, Milan was pressing high, but that press was ineffective. They were finding the spaces. So it depends how you organize your team, but pressing high, you have to work from the summer to make your team press high. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, I don't want to talk about Roma. They messed it up for themselves. It is what it is. Did you see Leo's chip over Patricio on the header? I wish it had stood. What? That was an incredible goal. Yeah, can't believe Roma's fourth with all these results. Some people will mistake great competition being average. It only has 3 top teams at the moment. Safe. Which are the top teams? What are the 3 top teams? Well, I think you mean Napoli, Inter, and Milan are the only 3 teams that can compete for the Scudetto. But are they top teams in Europe? They have to prove that. I mean, I know Milan can be a top team, but I'm not going to call them a top team in Europe until they prove it, because and that way life is just too easy. Milan, Napoli, Inter, the top 3 is already sealed. It looks like the 3 teams that have the most juice, right? The most juice. But I want to see them. I want to see all these teams do well in Europe. I feel Napoli have the squad to compete in Europa and experience. Honestly, I do too. 100%. Because I think yesterday we were looking at Napoli's roster, and the amount of goal scorers they have is incredible. Roy, Roma lost 6-1 against Bodo Glimt in Conference League. That's what I meant. Yeah. No, I got what you meant. I understood it. Us, Napoli, and Inter, but no Italian team is at European level. We have to prove it. For me, you got to prove it. Unless you prove it, you're not going to get called back. On the current team, who do you think will let themselves go after retirement? On the current team, I don't know, man. What kind of question is that? I don't know. Okay. Let's go back to the game. Do you think we'll get a left back and reinforcement? Yeah, definitely we're going to get reinforcements in January, for sure. Because Milan is still building. We're not in a phase where we can be like how Galliani would say Milan doesn't need anybody, we're complete. No, Milan right now, they're open about how they're building. So yeah, they're going to add the bricks to the castle in January. Yeah. Torres should retire. Napoli have only played 2 of the 7 sisters, 4 points from those 2 games. We have faced 4 of the 7 sisters and have 10 points from those games. We're theoretically in a better position. Yes, 100%. When it comes to the direct rivals, Milan now has faced everybody except for Inter and Napoli. Inter and Napoli. Right. So we just have to play against Inter and Napoli, and then we'll have faced everybody. Napoli still has a lot to go. What's up, Maka? How you doing? How you doing? Okay, Ziyech isn't played a lot with Chelsea. Let's do our thing and make another Chelsea reject world class. If Ziyech comes to Milan, one can only be happy. All right, so going into the second half happens. All right, and Ibra gets substituted, but already you see a big difference in how Milan builds with Ibra and without Ibra. And this again, Ibra is not a player that you can just replace, and the team is going to play the same, because Giroud played back to goal, and when you play back to goal and you have usually a defender right on you right there, if that defender is strong, if that defender knows what he's doing, he's going to make it difficult for you to give a clean layoff. He's going to always make it difficult for you, and he's not going to allow you to play clean football. Obviously, Giroud struggles with that part of the game. It's really not his part of the game. Giroud part of the game is in this area right here, receiving the crosses, his timing with the jumps, his timing with the headers, his positioning in that area is phenomenal. But when it comes to his layoff game, it's pretty poor. Actually, it is quite poor. So, of course, Milan struggled much more when Giroud was on the pitch. For example, let's say if Ibrahimovic is here and he receives a ball, let's say a long ball from the back or whatever, a long ball, even though he is marked, you can't move him because he's so strong. One, technically, the way he positions his body and the way he plants his body into the ground, that's all core muscle, the way you plant your body into the ground. And then, so you can try and move it, but you're not going to move him. But anyway, even if you do move him, he's still not going to make the mistake. So, for example, if the ball is coming and Ibra does a layoff, he is going to put it right there, right? And Leao goes into space, and all of a sudden, everything is organized. Everybody can move into the space, and everybody can play organized. But if it's Giroud, right? If it's Giroud, and let's say he does get a layoff, he's not going to put the layoff right there. He's going to give Leao a dirty layoff. So Leao has to come here, and that means the movement all changes, the inertia of the game changes, and that allows the other team to fight for the 50-50s. So this is the difference between having an Ibrahimovic and really anybody else, because, again, I do not know many players that can play the layoff game as well as Ibra. But Giroud, of course, again, I'm not shitting on Giroud. I'm just saying Giroud in this area, something we didn't have last year when we, especially against Sampdoria, against Udinese, we needed a player here that would connect to those crosses. This time we have that player, especially when Ibra is not there. So I'm not shitting on Giroud at all. I think he's phenomenal. He scores lots of goals, Champions League, World Cup. I'm just comparing the way Ibrahimovic interprets that role as opposed to Giroud. Of course, with Ibrahimovic, the amount of quality you're going to get is absolutely out of this world. Let's see. Toure is not that bad. He's not as good as Teo, but he does not have to be. He's a backup. I want Ibra for forever. We have faced strong team, save Inter Napoli, we're in a better chance. Right, what are the weaknesses of Porto? We'll look at those in a second. I want Ibra for another year. Yeah, me too. Roy, how severe would this derby loss be? Not that severe, but I think it would bring out a really good message. It'd bring a good message. It would show a very positive message to the league and for the team. And again, Milan is not scared of Inter. They're not scared. Ibra needs to join the Milan 100-goal club before he leaves. Yes. Guys, seriously, our main target is the CL. For me, it's the Scudetto first, but the CL comes is fine. Yeah, we'll get into that discussion too. That is a good discussion to have. Diaz is very good at picking up layoffs from the strikers. He is good, Diaz, actually. Yeah, Giroud does not drop deep like Ibra, which is okay. We need variety. Ibra can do one more year with us. I hope so. I do hope so. Okay, so at that point, anyway, of the game, Milan was pretty much attacking the same way from the back, but it was mostly long balls. When Giroud came in the pitch, at that point, Milan's tactics changed. It was just long balls, pretty much either to Leao or to Giroud. And in the process of that, we had the red card for Theo Hernandez. So Theo Hernandez got his red card, which means he misses the game against Inter, which is a shame. But at that point, Pioli decides to take out all of his creative players, Salamakers being the balanced player, right? Purple means you're balanced. You're somewhere between a role player, somewhere between an offensive player. And he took out Leao too, and then it was all role players. It was literally all role players just defending. So we had Kessie, Benacer got subbed in for Tonali. And then we had Bakayoko, who got subbed in for Salamakers. Then we had Romagnoli, who came in for Leao, I believe. So Romagnoli, anytime Milan played with 3 at the back or 5 at the back, Romagnoli goes to the center left position, Tomori goes to the center right position, and Kjaer in the middle. This is what he has been doing. This is what Pioli has been doing every time they play that position. And then we had the Giroud. So basically, we finished the game with this kind of formation. And as you can see, if you have only red players, you're not going to create. You're not going to hold the ball. You're going to struggle to have the ball. So if you only have red players and 1 yellow player, it's just defense. That's all it is. It's just, even if it's 11 players, let's say if it was like this, let's say it was like this, right? You put Benacer, Baca, there, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You're still not going to create anything. You need green players in order to create. It's green players is the only way you create in football. The red players do not create. Okay, so at that point it was just a defensive. How long can you hold? Pretty much, that's all it was. How long can you hold? And we went into this 5-3-1 defensive posture. The only criticism I had about this posture, the only criticism I had was that when it was like let's say 10 minutes out, I would have asked Giroud to join the defensive line, the midfield line. I thought he was a little bit wasted there alone because he wasn't doing anything when it came to press. Most of the ball was played in this area right here. So Giroud was just there waiting, and he wasn't really even connecting or receiving the balls. So the only criticism I could have maybe is I would have asked Giroud to help the press in this area, and then with the ball, either bring it by yourself or clear it, because Giroud wasn't winning anything in the back. I mean, he was being a target man, but I just personally think that he could have risked less if he asked Giroud to go in the defensive midfield line at that point. But anyway, this is how Milan finished the game, and of course, at a certain point, I believe it was El Shaarawy, the old Milan player, scores the goal. Roy, can you talk about the role of Krunic? He does not really play as a cam. It seems he's there for late runs into the box, not link-up play. All right. A good question, man. And then I want to talk, and I see Baca. I see a question about Baca. Well, okay, so Krunic, again, let's go back to the color schemes, right? It's all about the color schemes. It's all about the color schemes. And I'll show you. Calabria, Tomori, Kjaer. Let's go to how they started. Okay. Benacer, Kessie, Leao, Salamakers, Krunic, and Ibrahimovic. So in this, when Krunic plays as an advanced midfielder, that is what he is doing. He's an advanced midfielder, which is not this. It is still a AM, attacking midfielder, but it's not attacking midfielder. It's an advanced midfielder. Pretty much whatever these guys are doing here, Krunic is doing in this position. So what is Krunic's role? Krunic's role is just to be an option when he needs to be an option. His role is to play very simple football. That is what your pivots need to do. Your midfielders need to play the simple football in order to get the ball from one zone to the other. So the difference is that when Krunic has the ball, what he is thinking, where his mind goes, is shield the ball, create a little bit of space, pass it to Salah, then go into space, then move back into space, receive the ball, then pass it back if he thinks he needs to reset. Or sometimes you'll see him here forward, and he's going to try and do quick layoffs, quick 1-2s. We have seen Krunic in this area try to do quick 1-2s, but for the most part, he's just an advanced midfielder, not an attacking midfielder. Difference: if you take Krunic out and you put Diaz in, what does Diaz do? As soon as he receives the ball, what is he thinking? Diaz is thinking, okay, I need to create something in order to create a goal. So what he does a quick movement. He tries to create space. He plays an advanced ball, then he follows back into position. He will dribble you. He'll get the ball. He will dribble. He'll bring the ball forward. He's going to use as soon as. Okay, big difference. Big difference here. If Diaz receives the ball right here, what does he do? His first touch. He uses his first touch to turn around, and then he goes one-on-one against the defender, right? So he's always attack mode. He's attacking from the number 10 position. Krunic, when he receives the ball in that area, he's not thinking about that. He's just thinking about, okay, now I have the ball, I have to give it to the next player. And that is his role. This is what midfielders are supposed to do. This is what role players do. They're not there to create, they're there to keep the play going. And of course, Krunic, as a midfielder, what a midfielder should also do is the work rate, right? Midfielders, what their job is to follow the play, put pressure, dirty the play of the other teams. So as an advanced midfielder, you have a player that does all of that here. And let's say in the high press, he's much more useful than a Diaz would be. But not really, to be honest with you, because of course, when it comes to work rate, who is better, Krunic or Diaz? Obviously, you're going to say Krunic, but Krunic's work rate and ability to press on the long field is where he's superior. But if you're going to press in small spaces, then Diaz is enough. Diaz is enough. You don't need Diaz to run up and down. All you need Diaz to do is to press in small spaces. So that's why you can play a high press with Diaz. Our team should look like this. When our team is at full force, it usually looks like this, right? This is what our team and Magnan in goal. That's what the team looks like. So you can have Diaz in the attacking midfield position and press, but he's going to create more. So that's the difference. That's a big difference. All right, so let's see. Krunic is there to create chaos in box. He takes off defenders away from goal scorers. This tactic has not yielded great for us. It's always tense playing with it. Views where they miss Rebic to take the ball up the field with only one strikers. I feel Krunic is playing as a holding midfielder who can create and hold on to draw space. Is there as a squad player not a star? He's there for rotation. We already have, honestly, we have five. We have five great midfielders, and the fact that we have five great midfielders and we can interchange them is such an advantage for me. There are not many teams that have in the world that have five midfielders of this level. All right, so we had a Bakayoko criticism. Roy, I really feel like Bakayoko is adding nothing. If anything, we have looked worse whenever he came in. How long would he is still not fit? No, Bakayoko actually looked good, and he has been looking good. And having Bakayoko in your arsenal of midfielders, Benasek, Kessi, Bakayoko, Krunic, and Tonali, I mean, fuck. Any coach would sign up for that. Any coach in the world would sign up for that. Rotation, ours is best in Italy. Well, rotation in the midfield, because Napoli's rotation up top is definitely has got something. They got something more than us for sure. Krunic is very important to certain matches. That's why having him is important. Yeah, of course, all our players are important. All of them have a purpose. They're a piece on the chessboard, right? It's a game of chess. This is a game of chess, and each chess piece does something. The queen kills everybody in any direction. The rook moves this way. The soldier moves that way. Each player is important. You need each player to achieve your objective. Diaz and Krunic plays differently game style, which is good to the team in some matches. At least he plays and helps Benasek. I'm okay with Bakayoko. He's decent enough. He's a rotation option, not a start. But he also can be a starter if needed. All right. Okay. Let's go on to the video analysis, guys. But in the meantime, I want to remind everybody that we're sponsored by Manscaped, guys. So if you are interested in their products, you can follow the link in the description below. Use the promo code ACM1899, 20% discount off of any product and free shipping, quality products, guys, for male grooming. Okay, let's go to the video analysis first, and let's see what happened there. Napoli have Osimhen possibly out next week, and Koulibaly definitely out. Let's see how they play then. Yes, that's a good thing. We got to see how Napoli does without specifically Koulibaly, because again, when it comes to the offensive options, they have so many goals coming in from the bench. It's not even funny. They got Politano, they got Lozano, Mertens, Insigne, Petagna, Osimhen. Then they have Zelinski, Aunas. They have so many players that can score goals. Their midfielders also score goals. Fabian Ruiz is a goal scorer. Then Koulibaly, is a goal scorer too. He can in those corners. But Napoli's real strength has been the defense. Because, again, we are 11 games in. Napoli has only conceded 3 goals. Milan now is up to 10, I believe, 10 or 11. Big difference, guys. Big difference. Okay, so if at the end of this Napoli wins it, hey, they deserved it. They deserved it. But if you want to win, you don't concede goals, and Napoli is doing that. So let's see what they do without Koulibaly. Did you say your Porto match prediction? Not yet. Roy, wouldn't it be better if we played either Tonali or Benacer in place of Krunic? Preferably Tonali. You know what? I don't know. Because I got to see it. We saw Benacer playing that position. I think it was against Porto, I believe. And it was the same. Because, again, these players, maybe Tonali has a little bit more of that through ball. Benacer also. But these players are not going to do what you think they're going to do. They're not going to play like Diaz, like Totti, like Kaká, They're not going to do that. So I don't know if it's that much of a difference. We got to see it first before I can judge it. So let's see it first. We saw Benacer. It was not that different from Krunic. We haven't seen Tonali. I would like to see Tonali in that position. It'll be fun to have Inter lose 6 points in the next 2 matches. That would be great. Do you think these guys will fight for round of 16 or collectively agree to focus? That's a great question. What I think is that because the club is a very serious club, very professional club, it's a very professional institution right now, especially with the management, with the owners, the coach, the players. They're going to take the game very professionally and very seriously. And because I know what Maldini always says, he's been saying this all his life, in every single time he speaks about belief. He believes. You never stop believing till the fat lady sings, or whatever the saying is. You do not stop. So Milan believe they still can go through. So I think they're going to put everything they got into trying to win against Porto, Atletico Madrid, and Liverpool, whether or not we like it or not. So I think that they definitely are on a mission, and especially at the San Siro. And also, I think that they want to win. They want to win in Europe, because 3 games without winning is not a great message, and it's not great for their experience or confidence too. You got a good experience is positive experience. Winning is good. It gives you confidence. It gives you belief in yourself. So, yeah, they're going to go gung ho. Now, would I want them to do that? That's a different question. Let me say this: I'm going to take the easy route. If they win all 3 games, I'm going to be very happy, and that they move to the next round. If they don't win the 3 games, I'm going to be like, okay, so now let's just focus on the Scudetto. I'm okay with it. Let's say I'm okay with it. All right. Let's go. We got some good comments today. Tonali was saved for the CL match safe. Yeah, probably so. That will cause an injury we cannot afford. We have to distribute the ministry. Yeah, and that's the beauty of this. Hopefully, the fact that we have so many players in these positions to rotate definitely minimizes the injuries. I mean, in general, I'd love to see Tonali Benacer because he's starting once in a while. That wouldn't be bad. I mean, you can do a 4-3-3 with these players for sure. Napoli has only conceded 3. In a 4-3-3, you got to sacrifice Diaz, though. So let's say you can put Leao, Ibrahimovic, and maybe Messias with the players that we have. If you want to go forward. I don't know if Diaz in that right position. We haven't seen him. He has played in that position before in Madrid and in Man City in a 4-3-3 kind of thing. On the right, he has done that. Napoli has conceded 3 goals because they have not played any strong teams. That is also a good point. We got to see. As a matter of fact, the 2 strong teams that Napoli did play, one was Juve, which they looked okay. They didn't look great. And the other one was Roma, which they didn't look like us. But again, guys, Roma just botched it. Totally botched it. And we're going to look at it right now. It's going to start right now. First half, we should not be high-minded, overtake Napoli. All we need is consistently. John O'Neill, did anyone see today if there was any injuries from Manchester Soccer holding his hamstring near the end of the match? Hoping was nothing serious and just camp. I do not read anything or see anything about injuries. So, yeah. We were never 8 points ahead last season. Okay, guys, let's go into the video analysis here, and then I'm going to get back to comments. Where is it? Okay, so let's see. Let me just check this. Okay, guys, so right away here, we're going to look at how Roma approached this game and how Milan approached this game. And right away, this was in the first minutes of the game. You could tell what Roma's intentions were. And at that point, I and many probably other people already said, okay, game over. Roma is giving this game away. And this is, so as you can see, look at, for example, how Krunic here keeps on following the play and how Milan, the players of Milan are going forward, right? The Milan players are going forward. That's the key word. The Milan players are going forward. Okay, so they go forward, and look at Ibra. He keeps on going forward, and they're still moving forward. The Milan players still moving forward, and as they move forward, they force Patricio here to go in the middle. But look how they're still there. Look at Krunic still closing the space and still moving. And then the quick attack here by Salamakers, and then they win the ball in the middle. And now look at the difference. This is the difference now. Look at Roma instead. Look at what they do. Okay, they move forward here. But look at Abraham. Now they start moving backwards. Look at them. Now they start moving backwards. If you do this against Milan, I know we've said this a bunch of times, but if you do this against Milan, you are gone. You're suicide. Okay, and here we see the example of how Milan was deployed this system of 3 in the back, where the pivot comes all the way in the back, and and then as he does that, the other pivot is tip of the diamond. So you see 3 at the back, the other pivot tip of the diamond, and the 2 fullbacks now are moving up the field. So already right there, you can totally see the messaging, what the messaging is, and how this game is going to go. Pretty much, Milan is going to press high, and Roma is going to go backwards. Which honestly, again, I'm so surprised that Roma played this way, because it was just a gift. They gifted us. And here's another example of it. So here Kessie wins the ball back, and as you can see, there's no pressure. How can you not press the play there? How can you not press the play? Look at Roma's attitude. They're all going back, moving back, allowing Milan to just play easy, slowly. Look at that. He can just slowly go through 4 players. Nobody. I mean, look at this. Look at this, and compare that to the Verona Torino game. Right now, Salamakers is surrounded by 4 players. He is pretty much in the middle of a rondo, of a diamond right there. And nobody is pressing him. And then as they move the ball in the back, and there you go. Abraham is walking back. Look at all this space. Look at all this space Milan has. All this real estate Milan has here is all enough in order to control and dictate the tempo of the game. So Roma giving them a lot of empty, free real estate. And there here, example of Ibrahimovic coming deep low and his layoff game. We talk about his layoff game. His layoff game, perfect. but it was an offside position. Okay, so let's see, what was this? This was, oh, okay, so this is another example of, look at the difference. Look at the difference in how Milan press Roma and how Roma presses Milan. So Calabria right on him, right? Look at how close they are, right, to the play. And this is the attitude that pretty much we had to face against Torino, against Verona, and it makes it difficult. It makes it difficult to build that way, and you can steal the ball, and you can create right away. If you win the ball in that area, you can create offenses, and right away, good layoff, and that was the first attempt on goal for AC Milan with that shot. And here again, we have another example of Tatarusano finally playing. We have not seen, but why is Tatarusano playing? Look at the difference. When Tatarusano had the ball in the other games, the teams that we're playing against had players in the box. Look at how far Abraham is from Tatarusano. Again, suicide. This is a suicide mission for Roma. And it's easy build-up play for Milan. It's too easy. They can literally stand on the ball, keep all the time they need for the team to organize. And here, actually, we have this. Oh, is this it? Oh, that's a long ball. And here, allowing Milan to win that 50-50. And all of a sudden, the opportunities come through. And again, here, another example of how Roma is backing up. Look at, they're all backing up. They're all backing up. And you have Kessie right there playing. And now you're going to see the shape. You're going to see Roma's shape right now. You're going to see it in a second. Look at how much space Tomori has, how much space Chiari has. And right there, you see the 4 lines. Then we have, and it doesn't matter if it comes out because we have all this space in the back. So Milan can dictate the tempo and can wait. Look at Roma right here. Now you're going to see the shape right there. Okay, 2 attackers, the line of the midfield, and then the line of defense. And all her players are in between the lines. But look at all the space they're giving us. Look at all this space right here. This is free real estate. So again, I have to say how it is. Like, they totally botched the tactics. They totally botched the tactics, allowing Milan an easy build-up. And here, nice plays here between Salamakers, Krunic, and we were creating chances right from the beginning because we have the creative players. And that's the thing. This is the thing, that if you play this way against a team with creative players like Milan, we're going to kill you. We're going to destroy you. We're going to hurt you. We're going to go through you, and it's going to be like a hot knife through butter. So, what was the difference between this game and Verona's game or Torino's game? Torino, they're pressing us in our box. They're not allowed. They're pressing the. Right now, if you want to hurt Milan, and you can force Milan with Tatarusano in goal, you can force Milan to play 50-50 football. If Giroud is on the ball, if Giroud is on the pitch, you have a good chance of winning the 50-50 battle. If Ibrahimovic is on the pitch, you're not going to win the 50-50 battle. But if you want to stop Milan right now, you have to stop the way they develop. And instead, Mourinho allowed Milan to develop exactly how they wanted. And it's funny because Pioli anticipated this. Pioli said that the most difficult game was going to be against Torino. And he said that against Roma, technique is going to be the key factor. All right, so here was an example of Milan just carving spaces, creating chances against Roma. And look at the difference how they build in the back. So look at the difference. Look at where Ibrahimovic is. Look at where Krunic is, right? So we are so far into their space, but now we decide how fast they play because they don't have the space to think, to create. And this is what Torino was doing to us. But when we have Magnan, we can deal with this kind of pressure. With Tatarusano, a little bit more difficult. So right away, and look at Leao. Leao, right away. Look at how far Leao. Look at where Ibrahimovic is. This is the second pass. Goal to defender. Ibrahimovic is already in the box. Now, compare that to where Abraham is when Tatarusano has a ball. So again, guys, it was a great game. It was a great game, but let's also not be too. I don't know what the correct word is. It's not that Milan really went in there and just destroyed Roma. Roma gave the game away. All right. And then we have right there and more examples of high press. And here, let's see, what is this? Okay, here it is. Look at the difference. Look at the difference once again. Look at how much space. Look at Abraham. Abraham is not even thinking about pressing. They're just, and actually, guys, look at this. Look at this. Look at Kjaer. Look at Kjaer's hand gestures. Look at Kjaer's hand gestures. What is he doing? He's telling Tatarusano, chill out. Chill out, man. Just calm down, slow down, no worry. We got all the time in the world. We got all the space in the world. Absolute craziness. And then you see Tatarusano. Look how far away Abraham. Everybody going backwards. Remember, in where we cannot see, you have a deep line of 4 and a deep line of 3 right there. And again, you see, they get the ball. Nobody is pressing. Even here, nobody is pressing. Even here, nobody is pressing. And they go back to the goalkeeper. So too easy. It's too easy because now, as Milan is doing this, the team is setting up. It's just a matter of time till they'll find the right space and they'll go through. And they'll go through. It's just a matter of time. It's just too easy this way. And there you go. And that's an example of what we were talking about Krunic earlier. How the difference between Diaz and Krunic. So what did Krunic do? Krunic, 2 touches and brings the ball back. He keeps it going. Diaz would have maybe tried to do something more special, right? And that's the difference. And here you can see building. And they even and the high press up top. And then here we have the goal. Very interesting thing about this goal. Very cool way they set up the wall here. If you notice, you had Krunic and Kessie right there creating a wall of 2. Very interesting because they do this in the second half too. Basically, the ball is going to go through them. Interesting play here. Something they probably worked on in the training grounds. But it works perfectly because the goalkeeper is left wrong-footed. As you can see right there, the ball goes through those players right there. You see how they open up, Krunic opens up, and the ball goes straight through that space here. So very cool free kick right there. And the goalkeeper flat-footed. Goes other way, and instead the ball comes in. Very good, very good. And here, more examples. Oh, actually, here, this is the layoff. So, guys, remember how we spoke about the difference between Giroud's ability to lay off and Ibrahimovic. So this is a great example of how Ibrahimovic does his layoffs, which make him a very special person. Right there. I mean, he puts himself in a great position, and then with a fantastic motion of the body and touch, he gives a through ball on a layoff, with the chest. I mean, Giroud is not going to do this kind of stuff. So this is why when Giroud is on the pitch, we're not going to see the same kind of quality. So right there, layoff to Leao. Leao, great technique. Unfortunately, it was an offside. This was the goal that led to the penalty. This was a goal that led to the penalty. So as you can see here, good play by Kjaer in intercepting and putting himself in front of the shot right there. Then Krunic does a good job in. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second over here. I got to do a quick change. Okay, so here we are. We were discussing this. Yeah, so Krunic here. Krunic gets himself in the way. Benacer gets the ball right here. Very nice play by Benacer, especially that touch right there. Kessie sending Kessie into space. And guys, who is it? Who is it? The train. The train. The metro is coming. Theo Hernandez with a really. By the way, the weight on Kessie's ball here is absolutely perfect. The weight on the ball is absolutely perfect. And as you can see, Fernando asks for it. Man, the same goal he did against Atalanta, really. Same thing against Atalanta. And he finds that through ball for Ibrahimovic. And this is why Theo is one of the green players, because this is what he does. He creates. That is a creation, right? That is something that creates goals. And this is what he does. He creates. Clear penalty. The Milan players the Roma players are saying this was not a penalty. This is 100% a clear penalty. And a yellow card too, or red card. But he clearly touches him first, gets him off the ball, and then touches the ball right there. So I don't know what the Roma fans of the Roma media is saying. And here we have the penalty, beautiful penalty from Kessie, calm, cool, and composed as he always is. And here we go. Little run, and boom. And look at the goalkeeper here. The goalkeeper makes a mistake. The goalkeeper commits before Kessie kicks the ball. So it's too easy for Kessie to really know where to kick it. So I want to say here, bad play from the goalkeeper. He committed too early. And as you can see, let me see if I can stop it right in time. Right there. So you see, the ball isn't being kicked, and he's already diving on the other side. In this frame of the second, Kessie can already decide where to kick the ball. As long as he kicks it on the other side, this ball is going in. And this is the other play. So this is the play that led to the red card. So let's see what we think. Was this a foul? And also, did Krunic hold the ball too long? Let's see. Okay, right here. So let's see. Let's look at the play. So now I believe that is Benacer, I believe. He passes the ball to Krunic. So the ref is in the way already, by the way. The ref is in the way. So what does Krunic do with this ball? Let's see. So he comes forward. Let's see what he has around him. So right there, he has Kessie with enough space to then maybe go for. So maybe that's where I think he made the first mistake right there. He did have Kessie, and he did have the channel here where he could have gone back. So he had two options there. But there, I don't understand that play. He kind of gets into that player. I don't understand why he chose to do that. Now, in the replay, it looks like that player does foul him, but it is a strange, interesting decision by Krunic. And then here we have the red card where I don't know what the hell Theo is doing there. So is this a foul? That's a question, guys. Is this a foul, or is Krunic looking for a foul? Okay, you know what it is, guys? I think this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what happened. I think this is what happened. I think Krunic, at this point, he felt like he was surrounded by too many players, so he tried to look for a foul. He tried to be smart and look for a foul, which sometimes it works. Many times it works. But this time it didn't work. That wasn't a foul. Yes, the ref. Yeah, I think that's what he tried to do, because he felt maybe surrounded by many players, and maybe he didn't have, at that point, in this particular moment, he didn't have the lucidity to see Kessie right there. Kessie did have some space. The distance between number 2 and Kessie is pretty far, so he does have space to touch the ball one or twice. So I think Krunic tried to look for a foul, but it did not go his way. And then here, very strange decision by Theo Hernandez. Why would he? What is he doing? Yeah, it doesn't look like a foul. It really doesn't look like a foul. Very strange decision by Theo Hernandez. Oh, guys, and this is basically what we were talking about earlier when it comes to the long ball and 50-50. So now at this point, we see it's all 50-50. But look at the 50-50 game. The ball has to bounce, and see, there's a lot of wrestling. 50-50 game is a total different beast from controlling the game. What is this? This is the save, Kjaer save, monumental save. Right there. Boom. Thank you. No, thank you. Another long ball from the goalkeeper. And this is what Giroud had to do all night. But this is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. And I know you guys know this. I know you guys know this. But let's look at this play. Let's look at this play. Right there. So the difference is that Giroud, the ball is going to go somewhere impossible for Kessie to get. But if Ibra was there, the ball would land right here where the mouse is. And then the play would keep on going, would keep on going with in a very organized fashion. But because the ball lands there, it gives time for the player. And then now all of this is 50-50. The ball is bouncing and pressure. Kessie doing a decent amount of pressure. At this point, the Milan players are going to go backwards because Milan at this point, when they were 10, they played like Mourinho was playing with the 11v11. As you can see, look, they're going backwards. They're not going forward anymore, but they're going backwards. We had the 5-3-1. And again, long ball. Nothing from the back anymore. Everything is long, and it's too difficult for Giroud to deal with that. And again, it goes into the 50-50 land. So look at how chaotic 50-50 is. And that's why it's very, that's why against Torino it was so difficult for Milan to control the game, because the whole game was like this. It was 50-50. Look, but where's the organization in that? It's just people hunting for the ball. You have to hunt for the ball, win it, and then settle it. So now he has time to settle, and now they settle the ball. And I think here we're going to see an image of the 5-3. Well, as you can see there, you have the 5 defenders: Calabria, Tomori, Romagnoli, Chiara Romagnoli, and Balotore at this point was on the field. All right there, same line, very organized, very, very straight line. That was a shot. And again, another long ball. It was long ball after long ball. And again, Giroud, again, Ibrahimovic would have put that ball in Kessie's foot, right? But again, we're not shitting on Giroud. We're just saying that Ibrahimovic is a very special player. That's all we're saying. And here's an example of where you see the 5-3-1, right? You have the 5 defenders right there, and you have the 3 midfielders, all of Roma between the lines. Kind of like exactly how Milan was playing against Mourinho in the first half. So right there, again, you can see the 3 midfielders, their job was to just put pressure, and then the defenders waiting in line. Right there, you can see it perfectly. So this was my criticism. My criticism was, what's the point of having Giroud up there since he was missing everything? Why don't you put him in this defensive line and minimize and put them a little bit more pressure? Because when you are defending with 3 midfielders and no outlets on the wings, so basically you have all this space open here. So that's why when you defend with 5 in the back and 3 in the middle, it's very easy for teams to come forward, because the spaces on the wings is free. It's Christmas. And pretty much Milan. Now we see Giroud come back. I thought he should have been back. I thought it should have been a 5-4 instead of a 5-3. And right now you see Giroud putting the pressure there. But now this is where he should come back. This is where the mistake I think was. But whatever, it is. It's okay. That was just the coach's decision to make. All right. So quite interesting. Quite interesting. We were sitting on a 2-goal lead with 6 minutes to go, This kind of play, you need a fast striker. Fernandes is below average defensively, agreed. Makes up for it with his offensive threat, but he cannot make a mistake like he did against Roma. I think defensively is pretty good, actually. But yeah, I guess he made a mistake. Mistakes happen. It happens. Zaniolo was good, though. Good to see him fit again. Yeah, Zaniolo, he tried. He worked hard. He did. He worked hard, and he tried to create stuff for Roma. Didn't always go his way, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, remember that RossonARI TV is sponsored by Manscaped. So if you're interested in their products, just go to the link in the description below, and you can use the promo code ACM1899. You get 20% off and free shipping. Free shipping, guys. So take advantage of that. It's there for you, and nobody else, All right, guys. So where are we today? We are in a situation in which Milan is in command, in a good position in the Campionato, most likely a contender for the Scudetto until the end. We have the Mercato that is coming up also. So everything looks very good. Everything looks very positive. Okay, so a few words on Porto. So again, as I said, I think Milan is going to go in this game thinking it's a final, and they're going to go till the end. They're going to play every minute of it like their life depends on it. I think it's going to be a big win. I think they're going to perform a big performance. Honestly, I wouldn't play Giroud. I wouldn't play Ibra. I would save Ibra for Inter. So I would play Giroud instead, which would mean I'd lose a lot of quality up top, and I would have to depend maybe on Diaz. Bring in Diaz and let Diaz create. Let Diaz and Leao, maybe Rebic if he's back, let them create. But this is the time where maybe we should, I hope, I don't know, just an idea, just an opinion, that maybe Ibra should be saved for, let's say, the Inter game. Because we saw that Ibra can get injured any single time. Whether he jumps up, jumps down, all of a sudden he's on the ground and he's gone for a couple of months. So let's hope that that doesn't happen if he does play. But maybe they're going to rotate him. Let's see. Maybe he's going to play some part of the game. I don't know. But I'm expecting Milan to perform decisively. Big performance from Milan. Big decisive performance from Milan. Do I care? Not so much. Will I be happy if they win? Very. Will I be disappointed if they lose? No. I won't care. All right. Once it confirmed that Ibra isn't playing, but wasn't it confirmed that Ibra isn't playing? Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess Ibra is not playing. Good. Yeah, Milan is going all on the offensive, but we'll be very conscious because our first priority in Serie A. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Confidence has to be sky high. Bar Juve, we've beaten 4 of the top 4, excluding us 4 of the top 7, yeah. There was an article that Ibra is safe for Inter. I think that is the smart decision to do because, how important is he? How important is he to the way this team plays? And again, guys, I cannot wait to see Diaz, Ibra, Leao, or Rebic, and Theo Hernandez. Oh my God, guys, the calcio champagne that we're going to see is going to be incredible. Now, I think Milan is going I think they're going all in against Porto. I think they are. I just hope they're going to rest Ibra for it, and they're going to do it without Ibra. Maybe put Diaz in. So we'll see. We'll see. If Ibra plays, hopefully he doesn't get injured. Because if he gets injured for, let's say, if he gets injured against Porto and we don't even win, it'd be such a waste. Giroud may start, but will come in if needed against Porto. I think so too. I think that's what's going to happen, yeah. Yes, I think so too. And then the Inter game, again, Milan is not scared of Inter. Milan is going to play this game. But one thing I want to say, people are starting to see how Milan plays. Once again, we've been seeing how Milan plays for a long time now. But now you see people are noticing more of the way Milan plays, and they're praising Pioli. So let's see what Inter does. Inzaghi outclassed Pioli last time, just completely outclassed him. I still have nightmares thinking of that game, of how badly Inzaghi outclassed Pioli the last time. Tactically, that game, Inzaghi destroyed Pioli, just destroyed him. Now, Pioli, I mean, Inzaghi, I don't think is that great of a coach, honestly. I mean, as a tactician, not a coach. He's a great coach, but as a tactician, he's not that great. I think Pioli can get him back, can maybe get one back. So against Inter, let's see how it goes. I don't think Inter will not do what Roma did. What Roma did was an absolute disgusting show of cowardness. I don't think Inter will do that. It'll be probably more difficult, but it'll be a fight. It'll be a fight, open hands, face to face. Whoever gets the KO wins. What's your prediction for CL? We'll see it during the second half of the season. What's your prediction for CL and Inter? I think Milan is going to win against Porto because it's a win is due in the Champions League, and it's going to be at the San Siro. And again, they believe that they can win and go to the next round. You know, they believe. So I think they're going to win against Porto, and I think they're going to win against Inter too. I think both games we're going to win because it's not a matter of gambling anymore. It's a matter of we know we can win, and we'll play to win. And then we might not win, we might lose, but we know now. It's not anymore, is this guy good enough? Is that guy good enough? Is this team good? No, it's not. That is not. We're not thinking in those terms anymore. Now we're thinking in the terms, we can win, we're going to play to win. But, you know, talk is cheap. Talk is always cheap. Action is much more precious. Inzaghi doesn't have SMS or Immobile to rely on this season. Again, Porto will match without injuries and see Diaz coming in on the 60th minute. Yeah, we're probably going to see Diaz come in, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Either start or come in. Inter always backs from midfield and a fast attack against Milan. But if we played Romagnoli against Inter, we're screwed. Well, I don't agree with that because Romagnoli's issue was Lukaku, and they don't have Lukaku anymore. Dzeko actually is more similar to Ibrahimovic, as in he's more of a creator. Lautaro, you know, Tomori can take care of Lautaro. Correa is no problem. Even Sanchez. No, the only problem was Lukaku for Romagnoli. But I think Romagnoli would do fine. And I think Balotelli, if he plays, okay, we're going to lose creativity coming from that fullback left wing, but he's going to be solid defensively. One thing Balotelli has shown is that he is a solid defender. On the ball, he's really bad, though. Let's just be honest. On the ball, he's really bad. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. Gattuso was really bad, too, on the ball, and it didn't matter to him when he played. Inter always packed them. Okay, read that. All right, guys. So that's it, guys. Tactical solution, Roma against Napoli, game of chess. Recap. Milan played with more creative players, finally. Roma, in my opinion, completely botched the tactics. I think that we should be a little bit careful in feeling too hyped up about Milan right now. I'm not saying it's weird because Milan deserve it. They deserve the hype. They deserve the praises. But also, let's acknowledge the fact that Mourinho really botched it and gave the game away. So that having said that, we're Porto on the Wednesday. It's going to be a great game. We're going to have a lot of fun. Join us for the watch along, guys, and the post match. And then for tactical solutions, maybe the day after on a Thursday. Then we have a Milan Forum, guys. We have the Milan Forum. Maybe we're going to have the Milan Forum on Thursdays now. So join us for the Milan Forum, for the post matches, and for anything else. Guys, please like this video. Please like the video. And remember that there's only one team, and that team is AC Milan. AC Milan. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Remember that we're sponsored by Manscaped. You can go to the link below, click on that link, buy any of their awesome products, 20% off, free shipping. Promo code ACM1899. ACM1899. So take advantage of that if you can. And guys, I wish you a great Monday. We will see you on Wednesday for the Champions League. Alla prossima. Ciao e arrivederci. Forza Milan.